Too often, when people think of comic books, they think of men in tights saving a damsel in distress. And it's a stigma that's plagued the medium for decades now and really hasn't started to erode within the mainstream until relatively recently. Don't get me wrong, I love men in tights. But comics are and always have been so much more than that. And I struggle to think of a better example than the latent release of Swamp Thing issue number 88. Swamp Thing 88 is pure art. It's unsettling, it's thought provoking, it's beautiful, and it is controversial as hell. So controversial that it was canceled back in 1989, and its release today is a reflection of both societal and cultural evolution. It's not hard to see why it was canceled, though, especially back in 1989, because Swamp Thing literally meets Jesus. The story itself is this ethereal journey throughout time where Swamp Thing ultimately ends up landing just outside of Jerusalem on the night of Jesus' crucifixion. The visuals are stark and poignant, and they can conjure up a lot of different feelings depending on who's reading the book. I mean, I think at one point, Swamp Thing literally fights a demon who has possessed one of the Roman officers who's come to arrest Jesus. So it's stuff that I've never seen in a comic book before, especially a comic book that's been published by one of the big two publishing houses. Without spoiling everything that's in the book, it really doesn't shy away from much. And to me, I think it's done in a very tasteful, artistic, and respectful way, but I wouldn't really argue with anyone who reads this book and gets offended by it or thinks that it's blasphemous in one way or another. That's kind of the beauty of art, though, is the reader gets to decide both what it means to them and how they feel about it. Swamp Thing 88 is so soft yet so harsh at the same time. If you've read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and if you haven't, you probably should.